The ALL program within the Autism Center at Misericordia University has invited the Wilkes-Barre District's Office of Vocational Rehabilitation Supervisor, Kristen Leary, to explain what OVR is, the services they offer, and how they work with the Autism for Lifelong Learning program. So Kristen, what is OVR?
So OVR is the Office of Vocational Rehab, and we're a state agency that works with people with disabilities regarding employment. So we work with individuals to help them either in individual services or group services to prepare for, obtain, maintain, or advance in employment.
And what do they provide?
OVR services can include vocational counseling and guidance, diagnostic services, physical or mental restoration, pre-employment transition services, supported employment, training, pretty much anything to help somebody obtain employment.
How long is somebody involved with OVR?
So OVR is not a lifelong service, but someone can be involved with OVR as long as needed to obtain, maintain, advance in their employment, or get to their most independent level. People come in and out of our services throughout their whole working lives as needed.
So what are employment services?
So with supported employment, a community rehabilitation provider such as ALL is contracted through OVR to provide the on-the-job support an individual would need to obtain, maintain employment and get to their most independent level and learn the essential functions of the job. This can include things like a community-based work assessment, supported employment, job shadowing, paid work experiences, or discovering customized employment.
What is an employment provider?
So an employment provider is a community rehabilitation agency that is contracted by OVR to provide the on-the-job support for an OVR customer to help them learn the essential functions of the job, build natural supports, and get to their most independent level.
So how would someone get connected with an employment provider?
So when you're working with your OVR counselor, if it's determined and agreed upon that supported employment would be the best way to reach your vocational goal, the counselor will provide you with different options available in your area. You would make a choice, and then the counselor would complete the plan, noting that that is the choice, and contact the providers to start beginning services.
Why would someone need to have a case with OVR to use the ALL program?
So OVR is the agency that connects the customer with the chosen provider, and we fund the employment services.
Are there any other specific requirements needed to get into the ALL program?
The customer would just have to have an open OVR case, a diagnosis of autism, choose Misericordia ALL as their supported employment or pre-employment transition services provider, and then work with that agency towards achieving their vocational goal.
So is there an age range for supported employment?
OVR works with adults of all ages to obtain, maintain, or advance in their employment throughout their whole working lives.
So what is vocational training?
So pre-employment transition services, or PREATs as it's sometimes called, are intended to assist high school students with disabilities to prepare for the post-school world of work. These services are intended to help students with job exploration, workplace readiness training, instruction in self-advocacy, opportunities for post-secondary training options, and work-based learning. These services can be done in a group or classroom instructional type setting, or things like group job shadowing, or they can also be done individually, such as paid work experiences and job shadowing.
How would someone get vocational training from the ALL program?
The OVR counselors present pre-employment transition service options to individual students and schools. If Misericordia ALL is the chosen provider, the counselor will complete the authorization and contact them to begin services. Right now, ALL is approved for group instruction under the topics of job exploration, workplace readiness training, self-advocacy, and independent living skills. They're also approved to provide individual services such as paid work experiences and job shadowing.
Is there an age range for vocational training?
So OVR can begin providing pre-employment transition services to any eligible student or potentially eligible student between the ages of 14 and 21, currently enrolled in school or a training program, being served under an IEP, a 504 plan, or self-identify as a student with a disability. As previously mentioned, some of the other services that can also be provided following the age of 14 on an individual basis. We typically recommend getting involved with OVR maybe around 2 years before exiting school, but it can be done earlier on an individual basis and need.
So where would someone receive the vocational training?
Pre-ETs can be delivered in the classroom, it can be done virtually or in person, depending on the chosen service and need.
So how long do services last?
So a potentially eligible student can receive pre-ETs while they're between the ages of 14 and 21, enrolled in school or a training program, being served under an IEP, a 504, or self-identify as a student with a disability. Individual pre-employment transition services can continue until while the youth is up to the age of 25. Once they have an open OVR case, eligibility has been determined, a plan has been developed indicating that these services would help them reach their vocational goal.
So how would someone get connected with OVR?
We have an online pre-application through the CareerLink website, or they can simply call the office and either complete it over the phone or set up an appointment with a counselor to do it in person or virtually. At that point, you're assigned a counselor and you can start moving the case along.